Hey, Choboy here. Welcome to the channel of Till Seven Figures. We're on a journey with me to reach that seven-figure goal sometime in the near future. Today I'm going to be just going over Sharesies and how to actually use it and setting it up and stuff like that, and buying and selling shares and funds and individual companies. Going to keep it reasonably brief, not going to be talking too much on why I bought these funds or why I bought these companies and stuff like that, but I will focus on just the technical part of things. So first of all, when you first sign up, if you haven't signed up already, I will put a referral link below. Please use that. If you do that, then you sign up, you go into the settings and you have the personal details, fill it up, it's your name and email, stuff like that. Subscription. So for example, if it's under 50 bucks, then you don't pay fees. It's free to use. And once your portfolio value, your total investments in Sharesies is more than 50 bucks but under $3,000, you're paying $1.50 a month. $1.50 a month. So that's that. And then if it's more than 3,000 bucks, you either pay $3 per month, which is 36 in a year, or if you pay that all up front for the whole year, you're paying 30 bucks. So I think it's worth doing 30 bucks if you're gonna have a portfolio bigger than 3,000. I have mine in the pay monthly right now. It will be charging me at $1.50 because, as I showed you, my portfolio value is not more than 3,000 bucks. I only started using this like a month ago. But yeah, as soon as it turns like 3,000, I think I will be using just like an annual fee of like 30 bucks. Just easier that way. But yeah, you can do that, and you can choose to pay it with your wallet, deducted from your wallet, or charge the listed card. The card processing fee is quite expensive. It was like 11 bucks for 400 bucks putting into my Sharesies account. So honestly, I would use the bank-to-bank transfer rather than using the credit card. It's just a lot cheaper. There's no fee on bank-to-bank, so just keep that in mind. So yeah, this is where you would put your bank accounts and cards, your credit card. Just put your bank account and just set it up. You should be good to go. Tax details is really important, where IRD number is really important to have on the Sharesies, mainly because if you have your IRD, then it will pay your taxes for you. It will deduct it from the units you sell and your dividends, and it'll take care of everything for you. Please remember that. Also have your PIR rate in there. If you have your proper PIR rate listed onto this settings, then they will tax you accordingly. Most people will be on 17.5 or 28% between there, depending on what your salary is. So just keep that in mind. Investment report, it's mainly for your track record of what you bought and sold and cancelled and stuff like that. It's really nice to have, just to see how you've been doing and all your transactions. But yeah, because the tax is done for you, you don't really need it for anything else, for what I believe. So that's that. So in the wallet, I have 400 bucks. I canceled a bunch of orders because I need to show you guys. I'm retaking this video right now, so we'll get straight into it. So I have funds and I have auto invest. So in my auto invest, Sharesies support only for ETF funds. So if you want to auto invest into funds, then they'll let you do that. You put the total price of you want to put in across the funds and the frequency of it. So every 2 weeks, every fortnight, I'll be putting 200 bucks into my 4 funds, which is right here: the Australian Financial Funds, NZ Dividend Fund, NZ Top 10, and the US Large Growth Fund. Now, I won't explain why I bought those ones, but for what I believe, I thought those were all really good investments for myself. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own research before you buy any of these funds, or yeah, anything in general really. Got my DIY. I'll be showing you how to manually do these. So I have this auto invest. I'll change my auto invest to start some other time. So let me try do that. I'll pause it because I'm going to be doing it manually for you guys this time, and I'll do it a bit earlier. It is like a few days earlier than what I will normally do. Just before we get into that, so I just added $400 into my Sharesies account. I did that through my bank-to-bank payment on ASB. Sharesies account is on ASB. So if you have an ASB account, use that because it's pretty much quite instant, and they have an automatic payment top up kind of system and Sharesies back end. Now what happens is that once they recognize your reference number, they will give you a reference number to put into your payment reference, and if they recognize the reference number, then they will top up your Sharesies account accordingly to how much you paid. It's a Sunday today, and tomorrow is the Auckland anniversary. It's a public holiday, probably not for Sharesies. Yeah, and my fund came in 30 minutes. Yeah, pretty fast, very fast. It's really fast if it's ASB, so just keep that in mind. If it's other banks, then it's on a weekday, it will be like a few hours, like an hour or two, but either way, let's keep that in mind. So let's start with the funds. So how do you buy? A market buy or limit buy? So those are the two things. Let's go into the first one I have. I'll show you what they mean. So limit buy means you're trying to time the market, meaning you're not going to buy right now, but you're going to buy it when the share price hits a certain level or below that level, then you're going to buy it. And right now in Sharesies, what you can do is 2 days ago, that's Friday, that's when the market closed because it doesn't open outside business hours, $5.75. So pretty much, let's say I want to buy it when it is $5.50. Now Sharesies, pretty much they will wait until it hits $5.50. They'll put it into the order book of NZX and be like, hey, at 5.5 I want to invest $50, and that's a limit buy, meaning you're not going to buy it right now, but you're buying it when it hits when the share price hits a certain dollar value. So that's what limit buy is. Honestly, I do not recommend limit buying most of it, especially if you're doing an auto invest. It will be market buy. Please don't try to time the market. It's really risky, and especially if you're beginning, and if you're quite new to this, then I honestly do not even recommend you to limit buy, especially for funds at least. For individual companies, you're welcome to, pretty much, because individual companies shares do become quite volatile at times, and it is quite smart. If you're experienced, then it would benefit you if you limit buy and just set that up, and it'll just buy it when it hits that level. It's more worthwhile on an individual company. But if you're beginning, don't look at individual companies too much either. I don't recommend that until you get quite used to investing and, accepting what you can lose and all the risk to reward ratios. You got to think about all that kind of stuff before you get into individual companies. So just keep that in mind. Today, we're going to be focusing on market buys. I personally don't time the market myself, especially for funds. So yeah, so I'm going to be mimicking my auto invest manually. So $50 into the US large growth funds. I said I put $200 across 4 funds every fortnight. So that's $50 each fund every fortnight. And yeah, I'm going to just do that, starting with the US large growth fund. Let's do that. Nice animation. That's another thing about Sharesies. They have nice Kiwi based kind of words and phrases and stuff like that, and these animations that really makes it really a nice user interface and user experience kind of stuff like that. So that's one. The NZ top 10 fund, that's another one I have. So let's invest, market buy, $50. Let's quickly do that. Next one, where is it? Australian Financial Fund. Did I miss the last one? The NZ Dividend Fund. Okay. So if I go back to my portfolio, I would have had $200 split into 4 funds, so 50 50 50 50 for my 4 funds, and that's pretty much what my auto invest does. So without me having to do this every fortnight, it just takes off $200 from my wallet. So you need to set up a auto payment to Sharesies every fortnight. I have $400 going into Sharesies, and out of that $400, it will do 200 into these funds automatically, and the remainder 200 I normally would keep it in my wallet or chuck it into some companies if I'm really interested in something like that, or if I want to make some short to mid-term trades, then I do that. But yeah, for now, that's what the auto invest does, and I showed you how to do it manually. It's very, very, very easy. If you think you don't want to do it, then you can cancel order. So let me just show you again. So you go into the fund that you want to sell or cancel, then you can press cancel. Then if it hasn't filled already, then it will cancel your order. If you want to sell, then you can sell based on how many shares you have. So let's say I want to sell one share. One share is $7.40, $7.425. So it will sell one of that. So remainder would be whatever my thing is. I think it was like $100 right now, $101. It will just subtract that, and that's what you have left after you sell. But you can sell the whole thing. Normally what you do is just do that all like that, and then you're pretty much selling everything. Whoops, like that. So 13.5, that's what I had total. This is without the $50 that I just added, mainly because the market is closed once again. So it will fill tomorrow 10 a.m. That's when NZX opens. So yeah, it will fill that. But for now, I have 13.5 shares in Australian financial funds, and you can sell accordingly to how many shares you want to sell. So that's basically how you buy and sell. So let me just show you how to do that real quickly with companies. So that was funds. Now you can do companies. Now for companies, I'm not going to go into too much detail on which ones I'm going to buy, but for example, Energy, Z Energy, it's one of my favorite companies. It's a utility fuel providing service that most New Zealanders would have saw in the streets. But yeah, $50 into that as well. Cool. I want to also invest in, I'm not too sure which ones. So I used to work for this company actually, not long ago, just before I moved to Trade Me. I used to work for Plexure, and I've asked the CFO, please check with your previous company if you're going to buy the shares. There are some laws, and I think it's a bit different for each contract. My CFO, I emailed him, and he told me that it's totally fine for me to buy any. I don't have any insider information. I'm just purely speculating from the company itself. The people are really great there, so like that, once again, not financial advice, please do your own research, but based on my experience, I think they have a really nice market and they have a really nice product. So in general, if you haven't used their product is the New Zealand McDonald's app. That's pretty much the brain of that app is pretty much made by this company, if you don't know what this company does. So please check it out if you can. But yeah, I think I'm gonna invest $50 into Plexure. So there is a bit of transaction fee for individual companies. Do keep that in mind. It's a percentage based. Infratel is quite interesting. They've been doing pretty good. Yeah, because they own pretty much NZ Bus and Wellington International Airport. I personally like airports and public transport just because people keep using them nonetheless. So I think I'll put $50 into that. Once again, I'm not going to go into too much detail on why I'm choosing these companies, but yeah, please do your own research before you do anything. I highly recommend. I tend to go for companies that has a decent dividend as well, because a lot of my investment plans revolve around dividends, because it also helps you increase, and I can auto invest that back into my investments, and it pretty much, that's what you call compound interest. You are pretty much reinvesting all the kind of the price difference and dividends, you're all putting that back into investments, and pretty much the interest rate, assuming it stays around 7% every year, yeah, you just get more money because you're putting, your portfolio value is growing, but also you're putting more money into it as well. So it's compound interest. It's just, that's what it means. I won't cover that too much here once again. Fletcher is quite interesting. I actually like Fletcher because despite the whole Sky City Convention Center, you know, burning up in flames, they're actually doing pretty good. I think I've done some research before. They have a bit of depth, but I think it's worth investing for now. So I'm going to just do that. So yeah, I think I would have used up all my money now. So I have got a fly around me. What? So got $0 left to invest. So it's currently all still money, because once again NZX is closed right now, but once it hits 10 a.m. it will buy all these funds. These are all put into the orders for NZX, and it will fill up tomorrow 10 a.m. or somewhere in the morning. So but yeah, that's pretty much how you use Sharesies. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, put a comment down below, but that's roughly how to use it. I will be doing some updates on my portfolio, something like that, sometime soon, something sooner or later. But yeah, till next time, enjoy, smash the like button, comment down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and put a bell notification for my future updates. Hopefully, if you put a comment down on what kind of content you would like to see based on personal finance or investment in general in New Zealand, or not just New Zealand, if you want my thoughts on something, then I might just reply to you in a comment, or I might make a whole video about it if I have a lot of knowledge about it. But yeah, hope that helps. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.